all the... I know. The grass is disappearing.
Because she makes a hole.
Yeah. Hello, this is Notaspringchick, and boy, with springtime... Wait, it's almost here, isn't it?
Yeah, it's this weekend, I think.
Is it?
Yep.
Well, you know, I always think of springtime after daylight savings times. So with springtime coming around, the corner, a lot of us are thinking, of course, you know, warmer weather, you want to get out, you wear less clothes, you want to be in good shape, and, you know, shed off those winter pounds. And so a lot of times there's, you know, you're curious, well, how do I lose weight? Well, sometimes you are gaining weight and you don't know that it's contributing to it. And actually, I do look at shape a lot, but this one was kind of surprising. I found this in Women's Day magazine, and this was by Andrea Atkins. It says, surprising reasons you're gaining weight and how to stop it. So we're going to use this kind of as a basis to go by, but it's one of those things, it's like you're eating right, you're exercising, and still you're not losing weight. Well, sometimes you've reached a plateau.
I know. Well, I can guarantee my weight is 225, and I'm 20 pounds under it and look like I'm heavy. So sometimes there's a lot of reasons, which you're going to talk about right now, as to why you look heavier than what you really are.
Oh yeah, number one, you're on camera.
Yeah, unless you're not a spring chick who drops weight on camera.
Well, sometimes, you know, the clothes can make a difference in how you actually look on camera, depending on the colors, whether you're
We can guarantee you that we were told by a professional swimsuit maker that off the hips was the best way for you to wear swimsuits because it makes you look trimmer.
And it does make a difference, because if you've been watching us, you'll see I have quite an assortment of swimsuits, but most of the ones that work better tend to be a little bit off the hip. I can wear the other ones, but
they make you look heavier.
Yeah, so you know, I should probably wear those when I'm in my skinnier self.
Yep.
But there are some other ways, like on here they say overdoing artificial sweeteners.
Yeah.
How can I don't know, how does that help?
Well, because it still puts weight on you one way or the other. Remember, there is no such thing as zero trans fat.
Well, you know, I always thought, you know, here's the funny part, is I always thought that all the fat people drank diet sodas. Now, is that...
Yeah.
And I think there's two things going on, is because, first of all, they're overweight and they're conscientious about it, right? Then they think by drinking a diet soda they can drink more of it.
It's got sugar in it, or artificial sweetener, and it's still going to it's got, no matter what, you have to read the calories or anything. Some of these things, some health foods that you think are low on calories are the worst calorie things in the world.
Oh, so the calories do make a difference then.
That's right.
Ah. The other thing about artificial sweeteners, I know a lot of pilots will not take artificial sweeteners because they do affect their vision.
Yeah.
So.
Because I was told that not to, you know, they go, you know, they would basically have sugar cubes and sugar packets in the ready room.
Well, why don't you just take the regular sugar?
Well, that's what, because people, they didn't want them taking artificial sweeteners. They would have the cubes and the sugar packets,
see, I've never,
and not the artificial sugar, the real stuff.
But see, I always had this thing. It's like, if you, I mean, I understand if there's like I don't know if diabetics, if there's a dietary issue, where your system can't handle regular sugar.
Yeah.
But for most people, why don't they just take the regular sugar?
Because they were told it was bad for them. It's just like that pyramid that they used to have when you were growing up about what foods were good for you.
A balanced meal. You should only have so much sugar. So by having an artificial sweetener,
it's got to do too with almost everything you eat or drink in life now has got sugar in it. So, and if you just compound sugar on top of sugar.
So part of it is a lot of times when you're overdoing the artificial sweeteners, it usually has to do with a beverage that you're drinking.
Yeah. So
you're probably drinking more than you should, whereas they tell you to drink 8 glasses of water a day.
Because it doesn't stay with you.
Right. But then, I guess a lot of people drink sodas and they think it counts for their water. No,
it doesn't, because a soda is more likely to stay with you. If you want to drink something, drink warm glasses of tea, because that will not stay with you. Cold tea will stay with you.
Oh, so drink warm tea.
Warm tea, and it's going to be like you're renting it.
Ah.
And don't, I would use honey versus any sugar to begin with.
Okay. And if you don't want to go cold turkey on those diet drinks, then cut back from what you're drinking.
Well,
cut her back to one.
well, okay. I mean, it's just like I've cut back to 1 beer a day.
Well, and a lot of times people forget that the drinks do have calories in them.
Okay, milk has calories. Everything has calories in it because there's something in it that you shouldn't really have. The only thing that in it that you're supposed to have is milk. Milk tends to be good for most of the population.
Now here, this one I love is number 2, judging fullness with your eyes and not your stomach.
Yeah.
I didn't know people actually did that.
Oh, okay, because if the stomach is hanging out over the top of your belt, you've ate too much.
Well, but some people are overweight already. But well, actually, here's part of it. Some people don't stop eating until they're absolutely full.
Yeah. You know, it's just, okay, an example, we go to Las Vegas a lot. The Asians don't understand buffets, so they will get plate after plate after plate and set them in front of them. And that, you know that they've went beyond full after the 3rd plate. But because they've got it, they figure, well, I have to eat it because they...
Well, and sometimes they want to get their money's worth. That's actually when you see people at buffets.
Yeah, because we'll overeat at a buffet, but we tend to go to really good buffets, though.
So, and then a way to avoid it is you use smaller plates.
Yeah.
Because you don't put as much on it. And
but
you
then
have to go
the
back.
problem with that is you do go back.
Well, see, part of it is if you can restrict yourself to just that plate.
It doesn't happen.
Come on.
Nobody does it. I've seen you do it too. Well, I think I'll just get one more plate.
What? Well, there's a difference between putting it on a plate and then you have to go up and get another one versus if you have all of it on your plate and then you put the rest that you don't eat away. It's kind of like savings.
Yeah,
right?
but still.
If you save first.
Yeah, but what I do is I'll get all the meats and stuff first, and then I'll go get something else next, and I finally get around to the desserts, which is I eat too much that method.
Number 3, not recalibrating your eating plan.
Not recalibrating eating plans?
Well, as you're losing weight, I didn't realize this. As you lose pounds, your body does not need as much. Does not need as many calories to keep going. So they're saying that as you weigh less to recalibrate.
You've got to change the food intake going into the stomach. Yep.
Well, I guess that makes sense. But also, I think you need to pay attention too is if, like for example, I have to change my eating when we're at events, and I get really hyper, and I burn through whatever I would be eating.
Because we
really
even
fast.
if we have meals served, she's eating in between. So.
Well, I know a lot of times you tell people eat your 3 meals a day and then you have a snack in between.
Yep.
Part of it is sometimes when you see us filming, I guess you see me eating.
Yeah.
Right?
Because I'll do my heavy eating after 12 o'clock at night.
Really?
Yeah, because I'm busy. I'm working at the computer and I'm uploading a lot of things, and I'll sit there and eat while I'm uploading.
Now, on this, it says avoid it. For every 10 pounds you lose, go to caloriecontrol.org, and then it says CalCacs, which is probably calorie calculations. Type in your new weight and find out how many calories you need to keep losing or maintain that weight.
I think the biggest problem that they have is that people actually don't count calories.
Well, yeah, I mean, I have a watch, actually, the Mia, where you can actually plug in how many calories.
I think the average person should be actually counting the calories of what they're eating. Okay, most restaurants will tell you how many calories there are in the food you're eating.
Well, I don't like to count calories.
I know. But no, because if you don't count calories, then you don't know if you're eating too many. That's the trick. That's the oxymoron. You must, in order for this to work, you have to actually know what you're putting in your face.
Well, and part of it is, a trick that I do is, actually I should do, is if you weigh yourself about the same time every morning, right, with no clothes on, then you have a barometer as to how much you're weighing from day to day. And if you keep track of it, sometimes you may weigh and you're thinking, golly, it's the same
We could
thing.
do that. That would be a popular thing, Notaspringchick weighs herself every morning to see what her weight is. We wouldn't be able to get it on the internet.
I know, you wouldn't be able to get... And part of it is not only relying on what's the weight that you're stepping on, a way to...
You need more than one scale.
I can let you go. Keep close for you.